It's Monday the 4th of March, and I'm making my way down to Somerset. I've got a 3-hour journey ahead of me, and I've got several locations that I've got on my sort of plans to shoot. I'm hoping to get some filming as well as some obviously photos and maybe a bit of drone, but at the moment we've got pretty bad weather, to be fair. When I booked this sort of trip, it was like Christmas time, and you can't plan what the weather's going to do, can you, sort of 2 months ahead. But give me the choice between blue sky and clear blue sky or sort of stormy, cloudy, grey skies. I'll always take the latter. So yesterday it got quite windy. There is a yellow warning today up where I'm going, sorry, down where I'm going on the southwest coast. But the wind has died down here, so fingers crossed on that one. It's not too bad. But hey, we'll see how that goes. We'll give it a go. I've got 4 days down on the southwest coast. I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll see how we do. Probably stop along the way for a cup of tea or something, and then I'll see you down there in a bit. Just pulled in a little lay-by and have finally arrived to my destination. It's still dark, so I was allowing myself enough time just to get myself sorted, and more importantly, make myself a cup of tea. Oh, can't beat it, man. I love a good cup of tea. It's about my 4th one this morning already, but anyhow, I'm here, and I am actually at 2nd Severn Bridge, also known as Prince of Wales Bridge, in Somerset on the Bristol Channel. So yeah, I'm going to go out now in the dark. I've just seen a little trail, so I've never been there before. I'm just going to have a little wander. Got my torch somewhere. Yeah, got my trusty torch, so I'll take that with me. Have a little wander, just scout the place while it's still sort of dark. Then I'll get my gear out and get ready to set up. And hopefully I can get an idea of where I am, so I can go out shortly when the light starts to come up and get some shots. So for now, over and out. Yeah, this is the 2nd Severn Bridge, also known as the Prince of Wales Bridge. It crosses over to South Wales, and I decided I could have crossed over and shot the other way into the sunrise, but as I say, I'd already planned it, and next month I'm going to South Wales anyway, so I will be going for a sunrise and hoping for some nice weather then. So anyway, I'm here. I've got the Nikon D810 with me and the Fuji, and at the moment I'm just firing the Fuji off with the Samyang 12mm f2 and finding it's doing a couple of nice little shots. Just let me spin round here. Okay, so there you can see, typical shot really, nothing special. I'm just going to run a 2-minute exposure on that. Let's have a look what we got. Okay, 2-minute exposure, going to be slightly over, but that's alright. So let's fire that off. And there we have it, starting a 2-minute exposure on the Fuji. I've got the Lee filter system on the front with at the moment a 3-stop and a 3-stop grad just covering over the sky to darken the sky a little. I've got the Lee landscape polarizer, and I'm running f8, ISO 200, and obviously a 2-minute exposure just to flatten that water obviously over there. As you can see, it's quite noisy today. I don't know how it's going to turn out on the audio, but I've got my mic on, so hopefully that's going to stop some of the wind issues and the traffic noise. So yeah, so got a minute left on that. So yeah, this is my trip, 4 days now, southwest England. So far so good. Like I said, the sky over there really is the sky I want to be shooting at really, but it is what it is, and obviously this is my composition, so I say there's a bit of cloud detail in the sky, so I'm alright with that. And then I'm going to move on today towards Portishead later when the tide goes out here, do a little shoot here, and then move on to Portishead and wait for the tide later on this evening, which coincides with sunset, so who knows how that's going to turn out as far as the weather's concerned. But yeah, I've got Blacknor Lighthouse and Battery Point Lighthouse to photograph later. The phone's not showing it. That looks overexposed on the phone, but I promise you it isn't. In fact, if we get there we go, you can see there now on the histogram that we're not overexposed, even though it looks like it on this phone. This phone's just picking it up very bright. There you go, you can see there's the histogram, look. All within a good range there, so no clipping either end. So yeah, I can do something like that in post. Okay, I'm just going to walk along, look for another composition a bit further away. I don't like the subject, especially a big subject like this bridge, to be too dominant in my frame. Kind of like it sort of a bit more of the environment around it personally. So yeah, I'll go a bit further away and see what I can capture. It's got the little trusty Fuji on the Mi Photo tripod, which is a great little travel tripod, by the way. Yeah, very happy with it, cracking tripod, and I'm going Frankfurt in May with Paul and Dave from the local camera club, and yeah, it'll be fantastic for that. You can see the bridge there behind me. Fantastic start to the trip this is. I'm loving it. Just hope it doesn't rain. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's a bit dodgy over there. I mean, the sky, really nice skies over there, so what am I doing? We'll have another shot in a minute anyway. So how we go. Loads of driftwood along here, some really interesting pieces of wood. And interestingly enough, I was watching a video only yesterday, and it was called Wrong Place, Wrong Time with Gary Goff, which he posted on the 1st of March, so he was obviously here very recently. I don't know if he posted them, how quick he posts them after he's been, but it must have been fairly recent. I should imagine he doesn't muck about. Now, I haven't come here based on that video. You know, I haven't followed what he's doing basically, but obviously I was already planned to plan this at Christmas, so I was already coming here anyway, and I'd already planned to come to Severn Bridge. Just so happened that when I saw this video titled Wrong Place, Wrong Time, I had no idea it was going to be here until I clicked on it. And he was just basically saying about being the wrong place at the wrong time, because obviously the sunrise, and he was on the Somerset side, the South England side, shall we say, as opposed to the South Wales side. And what he was saying is, if you come in here, if you want to shoot a sunrise, you're best off on the South Wales side, and if you want to shoot a sunset, you're better off on the Somerset side. Although, in reality, you know, you could still get a cracking shot at sunset on the South Wales side, and equally the other way round at sunrise. So, you know, the kind of shots I'm doing now, I'm not so worried about the sunrise itself. I'm just trying to get a few shots in before this tide goes out. What I also want to do is go back down this walkway, cross to the other side before this tide goes out, and shoot the other side when it curves. So what'll happen is, obviously it's curving, well, it's not curving anywhere, it sort of looks straight from this side, kind of, slightly curves left at the end, but from the other side it curves round quite a bit. So I'm going to go round to where it curves, and I can try and get the towers just at the point of the curve, so it sort of almost, if it stops there, see how that goes. But I'm just going to get a couple more. I might switch to the 10 stop in a minute, and because it's getting a bit lighter now. Yeah, I've got some cloud. I might do a time lapse as well. I think I'm going to do a time lapse actually before I move from here. Yeah, why not? Okay, so I've just come down to the front. I'm on the other side of the bridge now. I'm just going to take one shot here and then I'm done in this location. I'm on about 2.5 minute exposure on the 810, and things are getting a little bit mucky now because it's a bit sloppy down here and I've slipped a couple of times. I've got it all on my hands, pardon me French, so that's now all over my phone, my tripod. So I've got to go back to the car in a minute. When I've taken this shot, I'm happy. I've got the shots I want anyway. Are they the best shots in the world? Probably not, but I've got some alright shots I think. So I'll take this last shot now, which is obviously, you can see that. I'm taking that at the moment, that's the composition. Trying to sort of it bends round so it comes to an end in the scene. But yeah, this is the last shot now, and then I'll move from this location and make my way to Portishead, so see you in a bit. So I've now arrived at Portishead Point Lighthouse, aka Battery Point Lighthouse, just behind me over here. Tide's out, but still see water near it, so maybe it doesn't go out that far here. So I'm hoping to get out and have a shot, but it's pretty grim out there. It's raining and it's very windy, so I'm going to go and fly the drone now while it's really windy. So not a good idea. The drone won't be happening. And I did quite a lot of filming down at the other place and I spent quite a few hours there, but here really my focus is on the photos. That's more important to me, so I don't think I'll have much in the way of video in this one. I'm going to go out in a minute anyway. We've got a few hours yet till high tide, so I don't know, see. I'm going to go out in a minute in the wind and rain, just walk, just have a scout, have a look where the compositions are whilst I'm not taking the actual shots. No point in me lugging all the gear. I'm just going to have a wander, weigh up some compositions, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, and the tide rolls in a bit more in a bit, the weather plays ball and I can get a few shots. But in between then, if I feel there's any gain in doing a little bit of B-roll, if you want to call it that or whatever, then I will. But yeah, more importantly is the photos for me. So anyway, I'm at Battery Point Lighthouse. Zorko's got Black Nor Lighthouse as well, so I'm gonna have a wander in a minute, have a look, get wet, get cold no doubt, and then go from there. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, Battery Point Lighthouse. Really difficult conditions at the moment, very, very windy. I didn't want to get the gimbal out. Anyhow, I'm shooting a time lapse at the moment on the Nikon D810, if you can see that. There's some nice clouds over there, so long exposures are very difficult at the moment for obvious reasons. I'm trying to find like a spot where I can shelter away from the wind and still get a composition. It's difficult. I found one around the other side, not this side obviously, but around the other side, and that was going well. Yeah, managed to shelter it from the wind just enough to get a shot. I've done one from here as well, and it's just about managed it. It's great, the 810 and the 1635 in windy conditions. Anyhow, I've just about managed the long exposure here, but I'm doing a time lapse because obviously the exposures, 288 of them for 12 seconds of video, 3-second interval. It's obviously much shorter. The camera's wobbling a bit, so it's interesting. I'll just check and make sure they're all sharp. But yes, very difficult conditions here. Finding it hard to find a place to shelter. I can go down there in the rocks, but the problem is down there it's too low. It looks like the tide's coming back in now, so it might, when the tide comes up a bit, it might be all right. But at the moment, it's too low, and I can't get enough of the water in the scene. And I'm a bit obsessed with water. If it's not got water in it, I'm not interested in it. But anyway, yes, I'm doing a time lapse, so I'm trying to do one for each location now, and hopefully put them together with a bit of video. I haven't done any actual gimbal style video yet here, because obviously it's very windy, but I might do a little bit and then move on to Black Nor, and then I might come back later when the tide is at full height and shoot again, and maybe I'll fare better then, I don't know. Hopefully the wind's dropped a little bit, but yeah, still all part of me adventure, isn't it? So it's all good fun. It's all good fun. Keep trying, keep shooting, hopefully get something decent in the end. Over and out. Just missed the photo opportunity there. That was a really, I just stood looking this way, and some big massive Lancaster bomber just flew past low across the water. Might be in my time lapse, but obviously it'll be a blip if it is, because obviously it's a time lapse. So gutted. We'll get my camera out quick enough to film it. Bugger. Never mind. Right. Okay. So it's so windy. It's unbelievable. I'm really struggling to find a composition that's not sort of that's not in the wind somewhere. But I'm just waiting for the tide to come in. About an hour left before high tide. Sunrise is about 15 minutes before high tide, so I'm hoping the water comes in down there, fills that up, because I'm going to go and stand sort of over there, so I can shoot that way without water in the foreground. But I'm just running a time lapse at the moment. I think it's done. No, it's nearly done. It's nearly done. I've just got the little Fuji down there, just doing a little time lapse. Yeah, I haven't really got anything decent yet, but I've just been stood here waiting for the time lapse, I suppose, messing about. As I say, everywhere I stand where there's a decent composition, it's dead windy.